Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Tashwita Gupta, your ACCA mentor. So it's 11 p.m. in India and I'm shooting this video. So we are here with a very important chit chat session with one of the students who was there with me in my guidance, and she was in contact with me, and she has scored 83 in her SBR exam. And I really feel that this is a moment of pride for her and her family too. She is from India, and I was so glad to know her result when she texted me. And you know, I was like very keen on to know that what were her strategies which led to this phenomenal score, so that even the students who are currently doing SBR with me, they would also get to know that what tips and tricks they can follow, especially when 1 month is pending for your exam. So what all things should be important for you, and let's hear out from a student perspective, right? That how to prepare for SBR. Trainers always train, but we will get a fresh perspective from the topper herself. So, welcome, Miss Shrea Malu. Can you please turn on your camera? Yeah.
Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Congratulations on getting this score 83. I was expecting a rank for you, but I
No,
think you
thank
might
you, ma'am.
receive an email or whatever. But I think 83 in itself, I must tell you that the student who got All India rank 2 is having 87. So that's just 4 marks away. So you're
Thank you, ma'am.
doing really good. So, congratulations. And can you just
Thank
briefly
you.
introduce yourself to the viewers?
Uh,
Like, what's your
uh,
progress till in ACCA till date?
okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Shreya. I'm from Hyderabad and I'm 19 years old. Currently, I'm in degree third year and I've already completed my 10 papers. I've got an exemption for about 6 papers. That's
Wow.
it.
So, I can see you're quite young too. So, you are doing your you started right after your 12th?
Yes, ma'am. Right after I started writing my exams at the end of my first year.
Ah, okay, great. So, you have reached already this level. So, that's huge. Okay. So, how did you prepare for SPR? Like what sources you've used in terms of BPP, Kaplan, and what kind of, you can say, preparation you've done? How did you move in the direction of the completion of the chapters and the standards?
Firstly, I used only Kaplan resources, not for this paper. For every papers, I use only Kaplan. So I started with your concept videos. First, I completed those videos, and for anything new, like we had new concepts like IAS 19, IFRS 2. For all those chapters, I tried to go with the text and test your understanding for rest of the common chapters like NCA and all. But after a point, I felt like I was running too late because I had a gap for 1 month. I have my degree exams, Diwali, Navratri, everything came at once. So I stopped the TYUs right there and jumped to the exam kit. Uh, there was about an year gap between my FR paper and SBR paper. So half of my knowledge was, it was like I was confused or I was not sure about it. So I referred FR pocket notes and my friends who were writing FR. I used their help and yeah, I was ready for the concepts for SBR then. For quick
Awesome.
revision, I used FR pocket notes.
Wow, wow. So you have revised your standards from FR notes because
Yes,
that is big overlap between FR and SBR. So it's like
yes,
75% of SBR is FR only, right? IFRS 15,
exactly.
16, NCA,
All
that
the
is
basic
exactly coming.
concepts.
Yeah. And I am using the same videos for my FR students for some concepts and same for SBR. So when they join me, they're like, ma'am, will we be covering from scratch? And then I'd show them that, see, FR students are also watching this only, that you will watch.
True, because everything I was reading in SBR, I was like, I think I have read this somewhere, and this was for FR. So I had to go back there for the basic. It was one-liners rule, like annual depreciation, annual review of life. That I remember from FR. So that little basic points matter.
Hmm,
So that's why
true.
I had to go there.
Very true. Okay. So what about your preparation timeline? When did you start? When did you finish your syllabus? When did you start the practice? How was it?
This was my first professional paper, so I was pretty scared. also with the typing that I'll have to type for the whole 100 marks. Plus, I saw that there is multitasking because we have to open different question boxes for each question. So I was very I texted you even for that. Ki ma'am, how can I do this? How is it possible? Firstly, I'm not good with the concept. Plus, all this how to time manage and all. So I started early in December, like December 20th something. Then, as I said, I had a gap of Navratri, Diwali, degree exams, everything. So cut off 20 days. Again, I started full fledged from November 8th. And from on that day, I started my kit and I completed my kit in about, I think, 10 to 15 days. I divided all the questions by the days and then I tried to practice the kit again and again,
True. So you
repetitive.
followed that ultimate planner thing, or?
Yes, I followed. I was very behind on the ultimate planner, about 8 to 9 days, but then I covered that up. Plus all the questions, super 20 questions you were giving, they helped a lot. The first time I did the kit was only brainstorming and reading. I did not write anything, or I was just reading it and understanding how to write an answer for particular concepts or everything. From the second time, I started reading one question, writing it. I gave more importance for the questions you gave in the ultimate planner and in the super 20. Rest all I was just trying to read and make points out of
Very right.
it.
So, what I can understand from your what you said is that you first completed the syllabus and then you did the kit, and you did the kit from 8th of November till the day of your exam. That's approximately like 20-25 days, right?
Yes.
So I usually hear it out from the students that, they want to start the kit ASAP, like they want to cover the kit together with the concept. So we do this, like tutors must be doing this in the classes, that they pick up some questions together with the concept and they explain it. But do you
Hmm.
think that anyone can do kickstart the kit questions without completing the concepts?
I think no, especially from as per my suggestion, that I think you should first understand the concept fully and then jump to the kit. Else, first seeing the kit, you will be scared because the questions in the kit are totally different from what we are learning in the test your understandings or even in the statics. There is nothing similar. So first go for the concepts, make them clear, and then go to the kit. Even if you don't have that guarantee key, you will not be able to do the kit, but you will be sure at least for the concepts. Ki, I know this concept, I have read this somewhere, I'm sure that there's something. One thing I did was I divided my day, morning till evening I used to do the kit, practice, revision, everything. At night before sleeping, like for a revision, I used to revise the concepts. So it was like there's a concept revision going from side by side, so you don't feel that I was doing only IFRS 2 today, I'll forget the other concepts. So there's was a continued revision. I think that helped me a lot.
So you have been doing accumulated revision, that every day you were revising many standards together.
Yes,
Awesome. So that's like a very great tip, that when you start the practice, because while practicing also, I'm sure initially you must have felt that this is going bouncer, the kit.
exactly.
So that deteriorates your confidence. So, currently my students are yet to start with the kit. So I'm sure if they would watch this, they'd get to know that this happens with anyone who's doing any
Yes.
preparation for
Every
professional
time I
level.
used to see your videos, you were like, one thing, you just start the kit for once. Don't be scared. But it's actually very scary to start the kit or do the first five questions because it's like, what was I doing for past 2 months? It's nothing similar. It's totally different, but you get used to it.
Yeah. So it's like in 2 months, we are just understanding the concept, and then they start putting pressure on us that this is the case study, this is the scenario. So it all
Exactly.
together takes another turn, and application is very different from learning,
Yes.
right? Okay. So how did you get adapted to that? Like how much time it took to get confidence over the kit?
Uh, I would not say I would say that after Super 20, after Super 10, 20, when I was practicing with you, I had this confidence like, yeah, now I can do it. When I started writing mocks, especially after the mocks, I got really great confidence. Like, yeah, I will be able to write this paper. Before, I was like, I think I'll cancel the paper because I was not understanding anything from the kit. It was so confusing, and being professional paper, I was scared that it was my first professional paper. And I've been hearing from everyone that time is not enough. Questions are like this, like that. So, but from that I was like, after Super 20 and after mainly after giving mocks, I was like, no, this is good. We can pass.
Very right. So I don't know. I've seen this trend in many SBR students. They feel like we'll fail, and then they end up getting in 80s. Like, I
Uh,
remember your text, and you were so underconfident, and I was like, "No, Shreya, you'll get through this." And you were asking me little tiny, tiny things, like you said about those CV platform.
yes,
So I was like, "Why this girl is so underconfident? I don't understand." But
I
I
know.
have seen it in all my previous batches that I've taught, that the students who are the most underconfident and they think that they're not going to pass, they get 80 plus. So anyone who's underconfident right now, you're getting an 80.
Everyone, including my parents, sister, friends, are like, were you not going to fail this paper? I was like, even I am shocked equally. And I, chal, jhooti.
So I think this is a feature of SBR. You never feel like enough for it. You never feel that you have a perfect understanding. But as in when you are learning with the case studies, you keep on grasping the concepts and you are not even aware of it. But you are grasping it. And I also want to mention that the students who have studied, they only feel that they are underconfident. Because someone who has not studied, he'll be overconfident that I am going to pass because he's not seen the actual depth of the paper. So the
True.
ones who've seen the depth, they know that this is also not enough what I'm doing,
True.
right?
I was continue making, I started referring your notes, the one which are freely available on your drive on YouTube.
Yeah.
I started referring them and I was confused even with that. Then I started making my own PPT presentation because there's a different slide, so you can actually segregate the standards. So I started making that PPT and I was feeling like, no, no, maybe after this segregation, I'll be sure. And some resources which you were giving that were very helpful. When I said I was doing revision, I used your resources, the one short notes for all the summary standards. I
Yeah.
used those. They were very helpful and they included everything. Mainly in SBR, we have to use keywords like for provision, probable, economic outflow.
Mhm.
So those notes had those points. So I didn't have to go back to the text again and again or to the kit again and again. I
Yeah.
used those notes. So those are very helpful.
So did you cover it like from the text? Did you read the text at least once, or was it just lectures and TYUs?
No, I started reading, as I said, I started reading, but I felt like everything, especially the NCA chapter, was basic FR. And even if I study the FR pocket notes, that's enough. So for those chapters, I referred the notes. And for new chapters, employee benefits, IFRS 2, I read the text once.
Ah, okay, good. So how do you feel? What is the contribution of TYUs in your preparation?
I don't think much. I only suggest people to go with the concept and directly to the kit. Do the
Yeah.
kit as many times as you can, because firstly you'll get familiarized to that
Hmm.
concept of how they are asking a question, how you will have to answer a question. And especially with your videos, I understood that you don't have to go to that kit level language. One
Hmm.
mark, 1 point. I think that is the only motto of SBR, and that should be the only motto. 1 mark, 1 point. And I guess I passed and got this mark from that motto only. I was
Right.
always confused how will I get mark for this point, but now I think that worked.
Very right. So 1 mark and 1 point. That's true. So as you said that TYUs were not that helpful, maybe. So that is different for every student. So all the students who are watching this,
True.
that doesn't mean that you will not do TYUs, okay? We're supposed to do TYUs. About the kit part that you said. So how many times did you complete the kit? Once, twice,
Twice or thrice?
15 days.
Twice. Twice. Not in 15 days, including the revision. Like no, second time it was not fully. As I said, I concentrated maybe second time only on the ultimate planner, third time maybe on only Super 20.
Hmm.
When I
So
started
like
again
only
only
the
on
important
questions like,
questions.
yes, on questions like Z-Tech,
Hmm.
DigiWire, which were how many ever times you read, you don't understand what exactly are they trying to say. Like for cryptocurrency
Yeah,
problems, I referred them again and again.
very right. So basically, the important questions which you found difficult in the first go, you kept
Yes,
on highlighting or you kept on circling that this is important, this is something I was facing problem with, and you referred back to them again.
true.
Right. So, how was the pre-mock from ACCA? What's your comment on those mocks?
Very, very, very most crucial part of your end preparation. I think mocks are the most important. Either they'll build your confidence, or even if you drop your confidence with them, you know that you have time to cover it up, and you have to refer the pre-mock. I've heard students who say that we got the exact question for, especially for audit and others, same mark, 4 mark questions. I think I've heard you say the same,
Yeah,
that so many questions are familiar or the topic is familiar. I don't remember how much familiar I had, but very helpful. And mostly get them checked with your tutor or someone who has studied already, so you know your progress.
exactly. So, getting the mocks checked, first of all, gives you confidence. And even if you fail that mock, you at least know that these are the things I need to work on. You can't be blind to your mistakes. You need to
Exactly.
get them identified well in time. So, that's very true. And I think everyone should focus on mocks. And since now you know for the March attempt, 1 month is remaining. So, what would you suggest to the students who are preparing for the March attempt for SBR? What all they should be doing in this 1 month?
I think firstly, get your concept strong. Second, do the kit repetitively. Don't focus on too many resources. Make few resources. Ki I'll focus only on this and focus on that. Don't get, we have free groups, so many. They are helpful. At the same time, they are deteriorating confidence, and there are so many resources available. I self-studied audit, and I had so many resources, I was confused. But for SBR, I made few things permanent, that only I'll refer only to these things. So you should do that. And remember, this is the most important: 1 mark, 1 point. Don't overwrite your answer, don't underwrite your answer.
Very
If
right.
it's 7 marks, 7 points, leave the question, go ahead.
So you managed your time well, huh? You completed the paper.
Yes, I had 10 minutes remaining after completing my paper. I even faced a little bit problem because while writing, I was not able to use the pre-populated sheet
Huh.
easily, because the size is really small when you
Hmm.
go to write the exams. So it is very important that you practice on pre-populated and you get a hand of it.
Very right. So, what would you suggest for pre-populated spreadsheets since it is newly introduced in question number one, and there is a lot of fear regarding this in the community? So, what would you suggest? Like, how did you prepare for it? How did you get the confidence on it?
In actually, instead of using the CB platform for pre-populated, they have blank sheets. I rather used Excel,
Hmm.
because accessing the pre-populated in the last 1 week is very hectic, because the site is continuously crashing. So what I did was, I tried using Excel instead of that. It's the same. So I tried doing group audit sums on that only, at least the pre-populated part. So I
Very
got
right.
hand of it. Yes.
Yes.
It's
So,
not as hard as it seems, but you
Hmm.
should have practice.
Yes, so practice will make you perfect. And especially if you're doing this for the first time, the pre-populated spreadsheet, if you check out the kit, they don't give you the pre-populated spreadsheet. So you have to make it yourself on the Excel. So that's an extra thing that you have to do. Otherwise, if you want, you can pick up that question. And if you can find that question on the ACCA platform, like the Study Hub, so you can try that question there so that you have already a pre-populated spreadsheet. Otherwise, quickly make a pre-populated spreadsheet on yourself and do that question on Excel. I don't think we have a lot of group audit questions, right? We have
Yes.
handful of them.
I started writing mocks, and then after typing the question, I realized that this doesn't have pre-populate. So I closed the mock. There was so much time pass in this. So I would like to suggest the specimen released in these days, or I think the specimens are
Last
always
two,
available.
last
Yes,
two specimens, yeah.
specimen mocks and practice mocks are are always updated, and they have pre-populated. So you can go check that out.
Very
It
right.
has
So
pre-populated sheet.
that's a very helpful tip. So I think, Shreya, if you have anything in the end to tell the audience, what do you want to share with them? Any tip, trick, or any bonus point you would like to give them who are watching you?
Nothing. I would like to say that concentrate on Tashvita Super 20, what she says, and her podcast, which is also freely available on Spotify, technical article videos. There is so much YouTube content available from her side. I think that is more than enough for your preparation for SBR. And also, 1 mark, 1 point. Bas.
So I think I should be advertising this a lot. 1 mark, 1 point. So this is
Truly,
something
I
which,
never believed on that. I was like, are you sure, ma'am? They'll be giving 1 mark for this point, for this basic point. But
but
it's,
they
I
do
think
give,
that
and then you
works.
get 83. Right. I'm sure your parents and your family must be proud of you. And I'm sure you must have gone through a lot of ups and downs. It's not so easy like saying this on the interview, but I'm sure you must have had your own journey throughout this process. And as you said that you even cried after you gave your exam.
Yes.
So
I
I
think I
think this is a
texted you back.
yeah, so I think I remember your text very clearly, the way you were underconfident, the way you were scared. I tried my level best that I can help this girl as much as I could.
Yes.
So
I
I
remember
am
all your
glad
voice notes explaining the same hedging again and again and again.
that's the reason I remember you. So the students who asked out, the tutor always remembers you. So I think Shreya, that is the best part that you never hesitated and I remember that even you had a basic doubt and you were always putting it across that, ma'am, I'm not clear on this. Ma'am, can you tell me this? So I knew your name. Even if you wouldn't have got an 83 and you wouldn't have texted me about this, even then I would have seen you 10 years later. I would have remembered you that this is Shreya.
I hopefully in a good way, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, in a good way. Because see, if there is a student attending a session who's like 100 and 100 plus, and you have handful of people asking those doubts, that means you're attentive in the class. Asking doubt means you're attentive. Those who are not attentive, they won't ask anything. So whatever you're asking, the tutor knows that you are attentive through your doubt. So I think that's the best part of your preparation. And as a third party, as your guide, I would say that this is the best part of your preparation because you are attentive throughout. So you must not have realized this, but I've realized this, that this is something which is leading to success. And of course, you have done your best efforts given the circumstances and the short time frame that you had. So I think you must be proud of yourself, and I really, really wish you great luck for your future. And I think you're preparing for AAA now, right?
Yes.
That's the best
With
choice
you.
after SBR. Yeah, that is
Thank you,
something
ma'am.
which let's aim an 80 plus there too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yes. So thank you, Shreya, for having yourself here, talking it out, discussing your tips and tricks with the students. I'm sure the students will get a lot of help from this. And thank you. And I'm proud of you. And congratulations to your family too, from my side.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Congratulations to you too.
Thank you. So I
It
think
wouldn't
that
be possible without your guidance and all those motivational voice notes and everything.
that is part and parcel of my guidance sessions. That comes along.
Very helpful.
Thank you. So that's it. And anything else you want to say? Any bye
No,
bye
ma'am.
note?
No, no. Bye. All the best, everyone. Give your best for the one last month. For I think the exam, they've rescheduled the SBR exam from Thursday to Monday.
That's preponed. And February is also short, guys, to add to
Yes.
this.
No,
So all
all
the
the
best.
best.
Yeah, all the best, everyone. I hope Shreya's tips and tricks will help you a lot. If they did, do comment down. And of course, Shreya, you are on LinkedIn.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll,
I
you
don't
will also.
use it much.
Okay, then bye. Okay, so that's it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.